As the novel coronavirus continues to spread, more and more cities are escalating their tactics to keep the virus at bay, asking people to socially distance and, in some cases, to shelter in place. But some are not so lucky to have the ability to work from home. Dr. Cioe-Pena, an emergency physician and the director of global health for Northwell Health, gave us some tips for staying safe at work.
The number one thing to do is wash your hands, either 20 seconds with soap and water or with a hand sanitizer that's greater than 60% alcohol, because the main mode of transmission is going to be touching surfaces that someone has coughed or sneezed on and then touching your face. So that's your first line of defense, is hand washing. So comparing hand sanitizer to soap and water, if you have the ability to use soap and water, that's your best bet. So hand sanitizer is a quick way to disinfect your hands in between soap and water washes, but soap and water really does have greater efficacy in washing away droplets, washing away viral particles, and removing any soil or contaminants on your hands where virus could be hitting underneath. Hand sanitizer essentially is a superficial clean. So if you've got no dirt or no grime on your hands and use hand sanitizer, it is effective at killing most things that are on your hands. But anytime that you have any type of dirt or anything else where something could be hiding underneath that layer of dirt, hand sanitizer isn't going to get it, but water and soap will. I also recommend at the beginning of the day wiping down areas that you're going to touch often in your work area. So keyboards, phones, mouse, I would disinfect with any household or business disinfectant would work. One of the other ways to catch the virus is to be in close contact with other people. Being next to another human being for greater than 2 minutes within 6 feet who's sick and showing symptoms definitely is a risk. The idea right now is we want to practice some social distancing between people so that if someone is sick, we're not within 6 feet of them as much as possible. The other thing is avoiding gatherings of greater than 5 people that aren't absolutely essential to business is probably a good temporary measure at this point.
But social distancing is not always feasible, especially when your work involves person-to-person contact.
So the service industry is a tough area, and they're especially tough because they also don't have any sick time often. If they don't work, they're not making money. So that's something that society is in general we have to take a look at, because they really do have kind of a financial imperative to work even while sick. So the worst thing someone in the service industry could do is work while sick. But the things that they can do to protect themselves, disinfect their hands, make sure that every time they're touching someone else's credit card, touching a check, touching something that another human being has touched in the course of their job, that before they do anything like certainly eat or touch their face, that they're disinfecting with soap and water or hand sanitizer. The handshake is a tough thing because it's really ingrained in our culture, right? I mean, even now, when I'm meeting people, part of me is like resisting the urge to extend my hand out and shake people's hands. So I think having something that's a gesture, the elbow is certainly, I think, the safer thing than the fist bump. Just having that momentary contact with an area that's not going to go anywhere near your face. Even just kind of a slight nod or a bow, oftentimes will get kind of the job done. We need to keep calm. We have to kind of take this with the appropriate level of seriousness, protect the people that are at risk of having worse outcomes, but the rest of us need to just kind of take the anxiety down one notch, realize that we're going to get through this. It's going to be here. It's going to pass through our communities. And so we really just need to kind of do things that are smart, but try to avoid panicking.